Hello and welcome back to another Adobe Illustrator tutorial. Today we're going to be going through how to create the shadows and highlights for your text so it pops a lot better. So to start, let's go ahead and create our text by hitting T on the keyboard to activate the typing tool. Then type whatever it is you want to say. Then we're going to go ahead and scale it up. I'm going to hold Shift and Alt while I click and drag to get it to be uniform. Then once I have it scaled up to where I want it to be, I'm going to right click to create my outlines. And then once I have done that, I can go ahead and hit Control C and Control B to paste a copy on the back side, so on the bottom. And then once I've created that, I'm going to go ahead and go up to Object, come down to Path, go over to Offset Path. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to leave it as is because I have it set to what I want it, but make sure you hit Preview, and then you can use your scroll wheel or Shift and Scroll to change your offset, or you can type in a number if you already know what you want. So we'll hit OK. I'm going to go ahead and select this top layer now and change the color so you can see what's going on here a little bit more. Now I'm going to select the bottom one and hold Shift and use my arrow keys to move it around. And then once I have it to where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and select the top layer now, so the white one. Hit Control C, Control B again to paste another copy below. And once we have done that, we're going to go up to Object, go down to Path, then Offset Path again. This time I'm going to bump it down a little bit more, so I don't want it to be as thick on like this backside here. So I'll leave it at 10 and hit OK. Go ahead and change the color so it's black as well to match. And now we have two shadow components. So we have our bottom shadow and then the one just behind the white text. So I'm going to select both of those and then go up to Object and then come down to Blend and go ahead and hit Make. And you can notice now that it has made a third copy in between, and you'll see this blend icon in your layers panel. Once you've done that, go back to Object, go back to Blend, and we're going to go back down to Blend Options this time. Go ahead and select your preview window, and then we're going to hit the drop down to do specified steps. So this will give us a smoother transition between them. So I'm going to bump it up to say like 50, and I'm going to hit OK. And if I zoom in, you can see all the little different steps. Once I've got all the steps done, I'm going to go back to Object, and this time I'm going to go to Expand, and go ahead and hit OK. What this will do is create all the outlines for all the shapes, and then I'm going to unite them in the Pathfinder tool. So go to Pathfinder, hit Unite, and then give it a second to load all of those. And it's changed the color on me, so I'm going to go back and hit black again. So there you have it. So now we have one shape that's a compound path. That is that for our shadow. The next step is to create this extra pop of color behind it. So I'm going to again select the white layer. Go ahead and Control C, Control B to paste it behind again. I'm going to hit I on my keyboard, and then this will give me my eyedropper because I have this color over here that I wanted to use. And then hold Shift and use your arrow keys. Now you can see it emerge from behind the white layer. Colorful layer. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add, well, I'll add stroke later. So after this completes the shadow and backdrop stuff. So now we're going to go ahead and add these highlights that I've got up here. So this time we're going to hit the, again, top layer, but this time we're going to do Control C, Control F to paste it in front. And then what I'm going to do is change the color so you can see what will happen with this. And we'll go to Object, go to Path again, and then Offset Path. And this time we're going to go negative. So now I will bump it down. Let's go like -8. We'll go there. Hit OK. So once I've done the interior offset, there are essentially two sets of letters. So if you looked in this layers panel and you hit the drop down to the group, there are two of each letter. So there's an outer and an inner. We want to keep the inner and remove the outer. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this. And then you can either select the outer one carefully and hit delete, or you can go ahead and you can kind of tell that the bottom one on the layers panel should be the outer letter of the two. So we've gone through and deleted all of those. We're going to go ahead and regroup it here. So I'll reselect those holding Shift while I clicked on all of them, and then right click, and then we're going to hit group again. Once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and do another copy paste. So we're going to hit the white one again, hit Control C, Control F. This will paste it in front. However, I want it above the shadow this time. and use shift and arrow keys to move it around, or use your arrow keys. And this will kind of create, basically what will happen is this white area will be gone and the gray will be remaining. So once I have it to how I want it, make sure you go to Pathfinder, hit Unite. Once you've got that selected, go ahead and hit the one below, which should be your gray shadow right now. And then again, hit Unite. And this time hit Control 8 after you do that, which will convert it into a compound path. Once you have it in a compound path, this will allow you to do the minus front. So again, hit Unite and then do Control 8, so they're both in compound paths. The white layer on top and the gray layer, which will be our highlights. And then select them both, hit minus front, and then you'll be left with just the highlights. And if there's ever bits of highlights that you don't want, so say like I don't want this little bit right here on the T, you can go ahead and select it while holding Control on your keyboard, and then you can hit delete or you can hit backspace, and that will get rid of it. And you can also go in and manually edit these as well afterwards to change things up. Then I'm going to go ahead and add some stroke to kind of finalize this real quick, and that'll get us to basically where I was before. So wrapping up, thanks for tuning in today. This is just overall how to do the shadows and also highlights in Adobe Illustrator to spice up your text. So thanks for tuning in. Feel free to like the video, subscribe for more if you want to see more, and then also be sure to leave comments for videos you want to see in the future as well.